Have you ever stared at your bank account balance and felt that sinking feeling in your stomach, the one that makes you close the app as quickly as you opened it? That moment of financial dread isn't just unpleasant, it's actually unnecessary. What if I told you that your relationship with money has been backward all this time? Has this ever happened to you? You work harder, put in more hours, chase more opportunities, yet somehow the financial freedom you crave remains just out of reach. If you're nodding your head right now, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to share, because it's going to challenge everything you thought you knew about creating wealth. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Now let me ask you something profound. What if you weren't born to struggle with money? What if all those disappointing account balances aren't signs of failure, but divine nudges trying to wake you up to your true financial potential? You see, the universe has been trying to communicate with you through these challenges, signaling that you've temporarily forgotten your birthright of abundance. The wealthiest people on this planet understand something that most never grasp. True prosperity doesn't begin with your job, your business, or even your investments. It begins with your words, the commands you speak into existence. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to share the exact 3-word command that has the power to attract $500,000 into your life. I know that sounds extraordinary, perhaps even impossible from where you're standing right now, but what you're about to discover might surprise you. The foundation of your financial empire isn't built on endless hustle or grinding yourself into exhaustion. It's constructed word by word, thought by thought, in the sacred space between what you believe is possible and what the universe is waiting to deliver. Most people have been taught to ask politely, to hope timidly, to wish upon stars for the abundance they desire. But commanding the universe is entirely different. It requires you to step into your power as a creator, to speak with the authority of someone who knows they deserve extraordinary wealth, not from a place of greed, but from a profound understanding that abundance is your natural state. Think about this. Every word you speak is a vibration, a frequency that ripples out into the universe. And the universe, being the perfect mirror that it is, cannot help but reflect back to you exactly what you're broadcasting. When you speak from lack, you receive lack. When you speak from abundance, you receive abundance. It's a cosmic law as reliable as gravity. But here's where most people go wrong. They continue to use the language of scarcity while expecting the results of abundance. The disconnect is clear, yet few make the critical adjustment needed to change their financial reality. What if the solution was as simple as changing the words you speak to yourself and to the universe? What if commanding $500,000 required just 3 specific words spoken with absolute certainty? The answer might be simpler than you think, but the implementation requires a fundamental shift in how you view yourself and your relationship with money. And that's exactly what we're about to explore. You see, there's a hidden truth about the very nature of our reality that most financial advisors, bankers, and even successful entrepreneurs never talk about. Every single word you speak is not just sound. It's a vibrational frequency that ripples through the universe like a stone thrown into a still pond. This isn't some mystical concept. It's the fundamental architecture of creation. When you understand this principle, a profound transformation begins to take place in your financial reality. Your words aren't just expressions of your thoughts, they're cosmic instructions that the universe diligently follows with unwavering precision. The language you use daily creates the blueprint that the universe uses to construct your experience of abundance or lack thereof. Let me reveal something that changed my entire journey with wealth. The universe doesn't distinguish between what you want and what you speak. It only recognizes the energy behind your words and mirrors that exact frequency back to you. This is why saying things like, "I hope I can make money someday," or "I wish I could afford that," actually pushes abundance further away from you. If you're ready to transform your relationship with wealth, hit that subscribe button now. I share these powerful prosperity secrets, and I don't want you to miss a single one that could change your financial destiny forever. What's happening in these moments is that you're transmitting the energy of hope and wishing, not the energy of having and receiving. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, simply responds, "Here's more hoping, here's more wishing." But money doesn't live in the frequency of hope. It lives in the frequency of certainty. This revelation completely shifts the paradigm of how wealth creation works. The mindset required isn't one of striving and struggling, but one of commanding and receiving. The decisions you make about your language pattern today will impact your financial reality more powerfully than any investment strategy or business plan. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by sharing how this universal mirroring works in everyday scenarios. When you say, "I can't afford that," the universe doesn't argue with you. It simply says, "As you wish," and creates more situations where you can't afford things. When you say, "Money is hard to come by," the universe agrees and ensures that money becomes difficult for you to acquire. But here's where your power lies. You can consciously redirect this process. Your words are your wand, and you can wave them to create any reality you choose. The impact of this understanding is immediate once you begin to implement it. Instead of saying, "I hope to be wealthy," you must learn to speak as if abundance is already yours. Instead of asking the universe for money, you must command it with the authority of someone who knows their divine birthright. This isn't about being delusional. It's about aligning your energy with the outcome you desire. It's about speaking the language that the universe can respond to. The truly wealthy don't beg for money. They speak to it like an obedient friend that's always eager to show up. Think about it. Have you been accidentally programming yourself for scarcity through the words you choose? Have you been unconsciously creating the very financial struggles you're trying to overcome? If this resonates with your experience, type, "I'm choosing new words," in the comments below. Let me share something truly revolutionary about this approach that many misunderstand. When you begin speaking words of abundance, you're not trying to trick or manipulate the universe into giving you something you don't deserve. That's the mindset trap that keeps so many locked in struggle. What you're actually doing is far more powerful. You're deliberately recalibrating your own energy field to match the frequency of wealth itself. This transformation isn't about convincing external forces to bless you with money. It's about remembering who you truly are, a being naturally aligned with abundance, and removing the blocks you've unconsciously placed in your own path. The affirmations you speak are like tuning forks, adjusting your vibration until it resonates perfectly with prosperity. Behind the scenes of every wealthy person's journey is this fundamental truth. They've mastered the art of commanding money rather than chasing it. This distinction is everything. Those who chase wealth are always one step behind it, exhausted from the pursuit, wondering why abundance constantly eludes them despite their efforts. Their relationship with money is built on tension, anxiety, and distance. But those who truly understand their power approach wealth with a completely different energy. They speak to money as if it were an obedient friend, a trusted ally that responds naturally to their directions. This isn't arrogance, it's clarity about the nature of abundance and their rightful relationship to it. The impact of this shift in perspective changes everything about how money flows into your life. Think about how you currently talk to money. Do you plead with it to stay in your account? Do you apologize when you spend it? Do you speak to it with fear as if it's an unpredictable stranger who might abandon you at any moment? These subtle patterns in your relationship with wealth reveal profound truths about why your financial reality looks the way it does. The revelation that changed my entire relationship with money was understanding that the distinction between the financially struggling and the genuinely prosperous isn't luck, connections, or even talent. It's authority. It's the decision to step into your power as the commander of your financial reality rather than remaining its victim. What would shift in your life if you began speaking to wealth as someone who expects it to listen? What if, instead of saying, "I hope this investment works out," you declared, "This investment succeeds because everything I touch prospers"? What if, instead of anxiously checking your bank balance, you looked at it with the calm certainty that it always contains exactly what you need and more? The difference between these approaches isn't just psychological, it's vibrational. And that vibration is what the universe responds to with mathematical precision. Your words aren't just expressions of your reality, they're the architects of it. They're the blueprint the universe uses to construct your experience of abundance. Let me ask you this. Are you ready to stop speaking to money like a beggar and start commanding it like the authority you truly are? If you feel that shift happening within you right now, type "I command abundance" in the comments below. Now let me reveal something that might fundamentally shift your perspective on prayer, affirmations, and manifestation. When you speak about your desires, your dreams, and your financial goals, you are not making requests to the universe. You are issuing commands. This distinction is at the core of the breakthrough I'm sharing with you today. The cosmic intelligence that orchestrates all of creation doesn't respond to begging, pleading, or wishing. It responds to clear, authoritative instructions from those who understand their divine right to prosperity. If these prosperity principles resonated with you, take a moment to hit that like button. It's a small action that signals to the universe you're open to receiving more abundance wisdom. This revelation transforms your entire approach to manifestation. When you say, "I hope to make more money this year," you're essentially demonstrating uncertainty, and the universe mirrors that hesitation back to you. But when you declare, "I command wealth to flow to me now," you activate a completely different, energetic signature, one that the universe must respond to with equal conviction. Think of the most confident, prosperous person you know. Listen carefully to how they speak about money, opportunities, and their future. You'll rarely hear them use phrases like "I'll try" or "maybe someday." Their language reflects their certainty, and that certainty creates their reality. This isn't coincidence. It's a demonstration of the universal law that governs prosperity. The journey to mastering this principle begins with understanding a profound metaphor. Your life is literally a garden, and every single word you speak is a seed that gets planted in that garden. These seeds don't ask your permission to grow, they simply respond to the universal law of germination. The words you've been speaking for years have been silently taking root, developing and creating the financial harvest you're experiencing right now. This explains why some people seem to effortlessly attract abundance, while others remain trapped in cycles of lack, despite their best efforts. Both are experiencing the natural harvest of the seeds they've been planting through their words, thoughts, and beliefs about money. The weeds of scarcity statements like, "I can never get ahead," or "rich people are just lucky," grow just as readily as the flowers of abundance declarations like, "I'm a money magnet," or "wealth flows to me easily." The enlightening truth is that your current financial reality isn't random or arbitrary. It's the precise Mathematical result of the verbal seeds you've been planting day after day, year after year. Every complaint about bills, every expression of financial worry, every statement of limitation has contributed to creating exactly what you're experiencing now. But here's where your power lies. You can uproot those weeds and plant new seeds at any moment. You can transform your garden from one of lack to one of abundance, simply by changing the words you speak. The transformation begins not when your circumstances change, but when your speech changes. The inner shift always precedes the outer manifestation. Your financial DNA is being rewritten with every word you speak about money. Are you coding it for limitation or abundance? Are you programming your reality for struggle or for ease? If you recognize the power of this truth, type "planting new seeds" in the comments below. What's truly fascinating about this process is how quickly your garden begins to respond once you start planting those new seeds of prosperity. The transformation isn't something that happens after months or years of consistent practice. It begins the very moment you change your words. This instant shift occurs because your verbal declarations aren't just affecting the external world. They're literally rewiring your brain. Every time you speak a new affirmation of abundance, you're forging new neural pathways, creating fresh connections in your mind that make prosperity thoughts more accessible and natural. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, but I call it the biological foundation of your financial breakthrough. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what you're experiencing and what you're consistently telling yourself you're experiencing. This revelation about how our minds work gives us tremendous power over our financial destiny. But the journey doesn't stop with internal transformation. Once you begin speaking the language of abundance consistently, something almost magical starts happening. In your external reality, opportunities begin appearing in ways that seem coincidental, but are actually perfect demonstrations of universal law. You might receive an unexpected call from someone offering you a chance to invest in something that multiplies your money. A stranger might mention a business idea that aligns perfectly with your skills. A forgotten connection might resurface with exactly the resource you need. These aren't random occurrences. They're the universe responding to your commands with mathematical precision. The cosmic intelligence that governs all creation works through synchronicity, bringing to you exactly what you need through channels you couldn't possibly have planned or orchestrated yourself. This is why trying to micromanage the how of your manifestation often blocks your abundance. The universe has access to infinite pathways that your limited human perspective cannot see. I've witnessed this phenomenon countless times in my own life and in the lives of those I've guided through this process. One client began speaking abundance affirmations consistently for just 7 days and suddenly received 3 different opportunities for income that hadn't existed the week before. Nothing in her external actions had changed, only her words and the vibration they carried. What's happening in these moments is a beautiful orchestration of energy. Your words are sending out specific frequencies, and the universe is responding by rearranging circumstances to match those frequencies. Doors that were previously invisible suddenly appear. People who hold the keys to your next level of abundance are mysteriously drawn to you. The puzzle pieces of prosperity begin aligning in ways your logical mind could never have engineered. This is why the wealthy often say that their breakthroughs seem to happen overnight. They weren't lucky. They had been aligning their energy through their words until the universe had no choice but to reflect that alignment back to them in the form of wealth. Their sudden success was actually the natural culmination of an energetic shift that began with how they spoke to themselves and about money. If you've ever experienced a moment when something amazing happened out of nowhere, tell me about it by writing "divine timing" in the comments below. Now, let me reveal one of the most overlooked secrets about commanding wealth. a principle so fundamental yet so frequently ignored that it alone might be responsible for your financial struggles. You simply cannot summon what you resent. If deep in your heart you harbor bitterness toward wealthy people, if you secretly believe that the rich are greedy or that they acquired their wealth through exploitation, you've created an energetic barrier that prosperity cannot cross. This internal conflict acts like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. No matter how many affirmations you speak or how many vision boards you create, your unconscious resentment toward wealth sends a powerful contradictory message to the universe. It's like sending out invitations to a party while simultaneously putting up "keep out" signs on your door. The blueprint for overcoming this contradiction lies in a profound inner reconciliation with wealth itself. You must examine your deepest beliefs about money and wealthy individuals. Where did these perspectives originate? Are they truly yours, or did you inherit them from parents, society, or religious teachings that equated spirituality with poverty? This shadow work represents the essential foundation of your prosperity journey. A powerful catalyst for this transformation comes through a practice so simple yet so revolutionary that it changed my entire relationship with money, blessing every single dollar that passes through your hands. This isn't metaphorical. I mean literally acknowledging and expressing gratitude for each transaction, whether you're paying bills or receiving income. When you pay your rent, try saying, "I bless this money as it flows from me, and I know it returns multiplied." When you receive your paycheck, take a moment to say, "Thank you for choosing me as your temporary home. I welcome more of you into my life." This practice might feel strange initially, but its impact on your energy field is immediate and profound. Gratitude functions as the ultimate amplifier of abundance, because it acknowledges the presence rather than the absence of what you desire. It focuses your attention on having rather than lacking, on flow rather than stagnation. The universe responds to this frequency by sending you more experiences that match that grateful vibration. The spiritual technology operating here follows a universal principle. What you bless multiplies, and what you curse diminishes. Every time you complain about bills or taxes, you're actually cursing the very energy of money, pushing it away from you. But when you bless your financial experiences, even the challenging ones, you create a magnetic field that attracts more prosperity into your life. I've witnessed remarkable transformations in people who adopted this practice. One woman began blessing her bills instead of dreading them, and within 3 months received an unexpected promotion that doubled her salary. A man started expressing gratitude for his struggling business, focusing on the customers he had rather than those he lacked, and suddenly found his services in unprecedented demand. This evolutionary perspective shift here involves recognizing that money is not just currency. It's energy-seeking consciousness that appreciates its value. Money flows toward appreciation and away from depreciation, not just in economic terms but in energetic ones as well. If you're ready to release all resentment toward wealth and begin blessing your money, type "blessing my abundance" in the comments below. Let's explore something that might completely transform how you understand the nature of money itself. Science has proven that everything in our universe, including you and I, is made of energy vibrating at different frequencies. Money is no exception. Currency isn't just paper or digital numbers on a screen. It's concentrated energy that resonates at a specific vibrational frequency. And here's the revelation that changed everything for me. Money vibrates at the exact same frequency as confidence, generosity, belief, and joy. This scientific understanding of energy explains why certain people seem to effortlessly attract wealth while others perpetually struggle. It's not about education, background, or even strategy. It's about whether your personal energy field is harmonious or dissonant with the frequency of abundance. The hidden truth is that you can't attract what you don't match vibrationally. This is the missing piece that traditional financial advice never addresses. Think about the emotional states you typically experience when thinking about money. Do you feel anxiety, worry, or tension? Do you experience that familiar knot in your stomach when checking your account balance? These emotions aren't just uncomfortable psychological responses. They're powerful energy frequencies that are fundamentally incompatible with the vibration of wealth. The illuminating metaphor here is that of radio stations. When you're living in states of financial worry, fear, or desperation, you're tuned to a completely different channel than the one where abundance broadcasts. You could have the best financial strategies in the world, but if your internal frequency is set to scarcity, you simply cannot receive prosperity's transmission. It's like trying to catch a Wi-Fi signal with a radio antenna. The technologies are incompatible. This frequency mismatch explains why so many hard-working, intelligent people remain trapped in financial struggle despite their best efforts. Their actions might be aligned with wealth creation, but their energetic broadcast contradicts their external behavior. And in this universe, your energy always speaks louder than your actions. The profound mindset shift required is moving from seeing money as something to be chased and captured to recognizing it as an energy that's naturally attracted to matching vibrations. Your journey toward commanding $500 million begins with a decision to deliberately adjust your frequency through your thoughts, feelings, and especially your words. When you worry about money, you're literally pushing it away from you. When you feel desperate about financial situations, you're creating an energetic force field that repels the very thing you're trying to attract. This isn't metaphysical theory. It's the practical application of universal energy principles that govern everything in existence. Instead of monitoring your bank account with anxiety, start approaching your financial life with the same confidence, joy, and ease that naturally attracts money. Instead of bracing yourself before making a purchase, proceed with the calm certainty that abundance constantly flows to and through you. These subtle shifts in your energetic broadcast create immediate changes in your financial frequency. If you've ever noticed how money seems to flow easily to those who already have it, you've witnessed this principle in action. Their comfort with wealth creates the perfect vibrational environment for more wealth to enter. If you're ready to shift your frequency to match prosperity, type "raising my vibration" in the comments below. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring an ancient understanding that appears in virtually every spiritual tradition across human history. In the beginning was the Word. This isn't just poetic metaphor, it's a profound insight into how reality itself is constructed. Sound is the foundation of creation. Every major cosmology, from quantum physics to spiritual texts, acknowledges that vibration, sound, precedes physical manifestation. This revelation transforms how we understand the creative process of abundance. Every single time you open your mouth to speak, you're participating in the same creative force that formed universes. You're literally sending instructions to the quantum field that shapes your material experience. The universe doesn't pick and choose which of your words to respond to. It obediently shapes reality according to all of them. This means those casual complaints about bills, those offhand remarks about being broke, those seemingly innocent jokes about money troubles aren't just expressing your reality, they're actively creating it. Your words aren't describing your financial situation, they're instructing the universe to produce that exact situation with mathematical precision. The transformation begins when you realize the immense responsibility and power contained in every utterance. Your journey toward commanding $500 million requires conscious awareness of the creative force emanating from your lips at all times. This awakening to the power of your words represents the threshold between unconscious struggle and conscious creation. And now, let me reveal the exact 3 words that can command $500 million into your life. These words contain the entire secret of manifestation, the precise frequency that aligns you with unlimited abundance. They are, I receive now. The profound simplicity of this phrase often causes people to dismiss its power, but contained within these 3 words is a complete reprogramming of your relationship with prosperity. Let's break down why these specific words create such a powerful command to the universe. I places you at the center of the creation process, acknowledging your divine authority to direct energy. This isn't the small, limited I of your ego. It's the infinite I that exists beyond time and space, the creator aspect of yourself. Receive implies openness, surrender, and permission. It acknowledges that abundance isn't something you have to chase, strain for, or manipulate into being. It's something you allow to flow to you naturally. This word alone shifts you from efforting to allowing. Now is perhaps the most powerful component, as it collapses time and brings your desires into the present moment. The universe only operates in the eternal now. There is no someday in universal time. By declaring now, you're commanding immediate alignment rather than future possibility. Together, these 3 words create a frequency so aligned with abundance that the universe can't help but respond. They form a clear, direct command that bypasses doubt, transcends limitation, and speaks directly to the intelligence that governs all prosperity. If you feel ready to begin using these 3 powerful words in your own life, type I receive now in the comments below. The extraordinary power of I receive now extends far beyond simple positive thinking. What makes this phrase revolutionary is its ability to collapse time itself. Most people live in a perpetual state of waiting for the right moment, waiting until they have enough education, waiting until they're worthy enough to receive abundance. This waiting creates a gap between desire and manifestation, a gap that many never cross. But when you declare, I receive now, you're performing a kind of quantum leap in consciousness. You're transcending the linear timeline where blessings are always scheduled for some distant future date. Instead, you're pulling those future blessings directly into your present moment. The catalyst for transformation isn't found in patience. It's found in the decision to eliminate the waiting period between asking and receiving. This profound shift alters the very fabric of how manifestation works in your life. Most approaches to abundance rely on a sequence. First you ask, then you wait, then eventually you receive. But the masters of prosperity understand that in the realm of pure consciousness, where all creation begins, everything already exists in the eternal now. Your $500 million isn't being manufactured or earned. It already exists, and you're simply aligning with it in this moment. The journey into this new paradigm requires understanding the cosmic architecture of time itself. What appears as time passing in our human experience is really just consciousness moving through different states of awareness. By declaring now, you're essentially instructing your consciousness to resonate with the version of reality where your abundance already exists. You're not creating wealth, you're selecting it from the infinite field of possibilities available in this present moment. Now let me reveal the deeper significance of the first word in this powerful phrase. The I in I receive now is not the small, limited identity you normally refer to when saying I. That identity is filled with doubts, fears, past failures, and limitations. When speaking this affirmation, You must understand that you're speaking as your divine self, the infinite creator aspect within you that exists beyond all limitations. This distinction represents a fundamental revolution in how you approach manifestation. Most people affirm from their limited human perspective, which is why their results remain limited. But when you consciously shift to affirming from your divine self, you access a level of creative power that knows no restrictions. This higher self doesn't ask permission to prosper. It commands reality with the authority of a creator being. The awakening to this divine aspect of yourself is perhaps the most significant milestone in your prosperity journey. It's the moment when you realize that the power to command $500 million doesn't come from outside of you. It emanates from the core of who you truly are. This isn't spiritual theory. It's the practical recognition that your essential nature is unlimited abundance. When you speak as this divine self, your words carry an entirely different frequency. They're not tainted with doubt or unworthiness. They don't come with expiration dates or conditions. They emerge from the part of you that already exists in perfect alignment with all the wealth you desire. If you've begun to feel this higher aspect of yourself awakening as you've been listening, type "My Divine Self Speaks" in the comments below. Let's examine the second word in our powerful three-word command, which contains a revolutionary concept that most manifestation teachings miss entirely. Receive isn't just about getting something. It's about a complete surrender of resistance. This word instructs you to stop fighting against your good, to cease the unconscious blocking of your blessings, and to believe with unwavering faith that what's meant for you is already making its way to you. The hidden truth behind receiving lies in understanding the difference between grasping and allowing. Most people approach wealth with clenched fists, desperately trying to hold on to every dollar, anxiously strategizing how to acquire more. But this tight grip actually creates an energetic blockage. Reception requires open hands, an open mind, and an open heart. You cannot receive abundance while simultaneously resisting it through doubt, unworthiness, or fear. This surrender represents perhaps the most challenging aspect of the manifestation journey for many people. Your logical mind wants guarantees, timelines, and concrete plans. But the quantum field where all manifestation begins doesn't respond to planning. It responds to receiving. This paradigm shift transforms your entire approach to prosperity. Think about how water flows. It naturally moves around obstacles rather than fighting against them. Your receptive energy must embody this same fluid quality, moving gracefully around doubts and limitations rather than battling them directly. The moment you truly embrace receiving, not as a future event, but as your natural state, the entire universe rearranges itself to match this receptive vibration. Now let me reveal the profound significance of the final word in our command, which functions as the catalyst for immediate manifestation. Now is arguably the most powerful component of this entire process because it anchors your desires in the only moment that truly exists, this present instant. When you say, "One day I'll be wealthy," or "Eventually things will improve," you're actually instructing the universe to keep your blessings perpetually in the future. The cosmic intelligence that orchestrates all creation only operates in the present moment. There is no tomorrow in universal time. There is only now, eternally unfolding. By declaring now, you're essentially instructing these cosmic forces to deliver your desires immediately rather than eventually. You're collapsing the artificial timeline that keeps prosperity at arm's length. This revolutionary understanding transforms how you relate to time itself. Most people unconsciously push their blessings away by speaking of them in future tense. "I'll be successful when," "I'll feel abundant after," "I'll receive wealth once." These seemingly innocent phrases are actually powerful commands that ensure your desires remain perpetually out of reach. The breakthrough comes when you realize that by simply shifting to present tense declarations, you fundamentally alter the quantum field of possibilities available to you. You're not describing a future reality. You're claiming an existing one. This subtle but profound shift represents the difference between perpetually pursuing abundance and actually embodying it. If you're beginning to understand how powerful the present moment is in creating your financial reality, type "My time is now" in the comments below. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a crucial insight about the number itself, $500 million. While this specific amount might seem extraordinarily ambitious, the true essence of this teaching isn't about the literal dollars, but what they represent. When you declare, "I receive now," don't limit your understanding to just the number. Instead, recognize that $500 million symbolizes infinite energy flowing, the boundless abundance that permeates the entire universe. This perspective shift transforms how you approach the manifestation process. Rather than fixating on a specific dollar amount, which actually creates limitation, expand your consciousness to embrace the concept of unlimited prosperity. The specific amount is far less important than the infinite supply it represents. You're not calling in just dollars and cents. You're aligning with the eternal current of universal abundance that has no beginning and no end. When you focus exclusively on the number, you inadvertently place boundaries around what the universe can deliver to you. But when you focus on the energy the number represents, you open yourself to receiving in countless forms, through innumerable channels, in ways your limited human mind couldn't possibly imagine. This revelation liberates your manifestation from the constraints of your current understanding. The quantum breakthrough occurs when you recognize that money is merely one expression of abundance energy. This same energy can flow to you as inspired ideas, miraculous synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and yes, financial prosperity beyond your wildest dreams. By commanding this energy rather than just the dollars, you access a dimension of wealth that transcends mere currency. However, there's an essential truth that many miss when working with these principles. Faith without aligned action is nothing more than elaborate daydreaming. The power of "I receive now" is activated not just through speaking the words, but through behaviors that demonstrate your unwavering belief in their truth. Your words initiate the manifestation process, but your actions carry it to completion. This harmony between declaration and demonstration represents the true mastery of abundance. You cannot authentically command millions while behaving like a pauper. Your daily decisions must reflect the prosperity consciousness you're cultivating through your words. This doesn't mean reckless spending or pretending you already have what you don't. It means making choices from your highest self rather than your fearful self. The enlightenment on this journey comes through understanding that aligned action isn't about striving or struggling, it's about embodying. How would you move through the world if you were already the prosperity you seek to experience? How would you make decisions? How would you treat others? How would you treat yourself? These questions guide you toward behaviors that match the vibration of your words. Consider the distinction between someone who believes they're worthy of abundance and someone who doesn't. The former makes decisions with confidence and clarity, invests in their growth without hesitation, and navigates challenges with resilience. The latter makes decisions from scarcity, hesitates to invest in themselves, and crumbles in the face of obstacles. Same external circumstances, dramatically different responses based on internal beliefs. If you're beginning to recognize how your behaviors either align with or contradict your prosperity declarations, type "aligning my actions" in the comments below. Let me walk you through the practical Framework for implementing these powerful principles in your daily life. The first step in this transformative journey involves using your words with deliberate intention every single day, especially in those critical moments when fear or doubt appears. Consistency isn't just helpful, it's essential for reprogramming your subconscious mind, which controls 95% of your financial decisions and behaviors. Think of your prosperity programming like building a new neural superhighway in your brain. Each time you declare "I receive now," you're laying down another section of that pathway, making it stronger and more automatic. The breakthrough comes when you continue these declarations not just during meditation or when you're feeling positive, but particularly in those moments when fear arises and threatens to derail your manifestation. This disciplined practice of speaking prosperity, especially when your circumstances seem to contradict your words, represents the defining difference between those who achieve extraordinary wealth and those who remain trapped in cycles of lack. Your mind is literally being rewired through these consistent declarations. The neurons that fire together wire together, creating new default patterns that automatically align with abundance rather than scarcity. The evolution of your consciousness happens through this daily practice. Many people try affirmations sporadically, then abandon them when immediate results aren't visible. But true masters of prosperity understand that neural reprogramming requires consistent input over time. This isn't about motivation, it's about deliberate rewiring of your thought patterns through persistent verbal declarations. The second powerful step in this process involves visualization, seeing yourself with the confirmation of your wealth as if it's already manifested in your physical reality. This isn't mere fantasy or escapism, it's a sophisticated form of consciousness programming that bridges the gap between faith and manifestation. The revolutionary insight here is that your mind cannot fundamentally distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and an actual physical experience. When you close your eyes and see yourself receiving that $500 million, perhaps visualizing the specific bank statement, the conversations you're having, the decisions you're making with that wealth, the impact you're creating, your brain registers this as an actual experience. The neural pathways being activated are identical to those that would fire if you were physically experiencing this abundance. This visualization technique isn't about tricking yourself. It's about deliberately instructing your subconscious mind to align with the frequency of what you desire. Your subconscious doesn't analyze or question, it simply accepts the images you consistently feed it as instructions for creating your reality. By repeatedly visualizing wealth as your current reality rather than your future possibility, you're essentially installing new software that your mind then works tirelessly to execute. The powerful catalyst in this journey comes when you combine these two steps, speaking your command while simultaneously visualizing its fulfillment. This creates a harmonic resonance between your verbal and visual programming, amplifying the signal you're sending to both your subconscious mind and the universe itself. If you've started implementing these first two steps and noticed shifts in how you think about wealth, type "My mind is transforming" in the comments below. The third transformative step in this manifestation process is something most teachers never discuss, yet it represents perhaps the most powerful demonstration of your faith. You must begin acting as though your $500 million is already on its way, clearing space for this blessing in your life. This preparation isn't just symbolic, it's a concrete expression of your absolute certainty about the prosperity that's flowing to you. Think about what happens when you order something online. You don't refresh the tracking page every 5 minutes, frantically wondering if your package will ever arrive. You simply trust that it's coming, and you might even clear a space for it in your home. This same principle applies to commanding wealth. The preparation you make in advance of its arrival sends a powerful message to both your subconscious mind and the universe about your level of certainty. This principle operates on both practical and energetic levels. Practically speaking, when you begin organizing your financial life as if abundance is imminent, perhaps creating that investment account you'll need, researching the charitable foundation you'll establish, or developing the skills you'll require to manage substantial wealth, you're creating a vessel capable of receiving and sustaining prosperity when it arrives. Energetically, this preparation demonstrates unwavering faith. It shows that you're not just speaking words or visualizing images. You're so convinced of your manifestation that you're taking tangible steps to accommodate it. This level of certainty creates a magnetic pull that accelerates the manifestation process. The universe responds not just to your words, but to the energetic signature of your absolute conviction. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing what might be the most crucial insight in this entire journey. The hidden truth that separates perpetual strivers from genuine receivers is this: you don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe you can have. This profound distinction explains why so many people can desperately desire wealth while simultaneously repelling it from their lives. Desire alone is entirely insufficient for manifestation. You can want $500 million with every fiber of your being, but if your deepest beliefs about your worthiness contradict that desire, your beliefs will always win. This is because your conscious desires operate at a surface level, while your beliefs function as the submerged foundation of your entire reality. Your deepest convictions about what you deserve and what's possible for you determine what manifests in your life with unerring precision. The revolutionary transformation occurs when you recognize that changing your words begins to change your beliefs. Each time you declare, "I receive now," you're not just stating an affirmation, you're challenging and gradually reshaping your fundamental beliefs about your relationship with abundance. This is why consistency is so crucial. You're not just trying to convince the universe, you're reprogramming your own belief system. The journey toward commanding $500 million requires honest self-examination. What do you truly believe is possible for you financially? What internal ceiling have you unconsciously placed on your prosperity? What core convictions about your worthiness might be sabotaging your conscious desires? These questions initiate a profound inner awakening that dismantles the limiting beliefs blocking your abundance. If you've begun to recognize how your beliefs might be creating your financial reality more than your desires, type "changing my beliefs" in the comments below. Once you've begun commanding abundance with these three powerful words, something extraordinary starts to happen in your reality. The universe doesn't wait weeks or months to respond. It begins shifting immediately, though often in ways that might seem subtle at first. This is where most people miss the early signs of their manifestation taking form. They're looking for the full $500 million to appear overnight, while overlooking the initial breadcrumbs the universe is leaving to guide them toward that prosperity. These signs might arrive as unexpected synchronicities. Perhaps you'll suddenly hear about an investment opportunity that wasn't on your radar before. You might receive calls or messages from people you haven't connected with in years who bring valuable information or opportunities. You might notice a new surge of creative energy or inspiration around money-making ideas. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe's first responses to your command. The enlightenment on this journey comes when you develop the awareness to recognize these initial shifts as confirmation that your prosperity is already in motion. Most people dismiss these early signs as random occurrences, thereby inadvertently shutting down the very channel through which their abundance is attempting to flow. But when you acknowledge these synchronicities with gratitude and excitement, you amplify the signal and accelerate the manifestation process. This perspective requires a fundamental identity shift, moving from someone who's hoping for evidence to someone who's actively looking for confirmation. The difference in energy between these two approaches is profound. One is saturated with doubt, while the other resonates with certainty. And it's this certainty that creates the magnetic pull for increasingly significant manifestations to enter your experience. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by addressing a misconception that often blocks people from fully embracing this path. Many fear that focusing on commanding such extraordinary wealth might be rooted in greed or selfishness. But the profound revelation that transformed my own relationship with prosperity was understanding that commanding wealth isn't about greed at all. It's about alignment with your true nature. True prosperity has purpose far beyond personal gain. When you command $500 million from a place of alignment rather than ego, you're not just enriching yourself. You're positioning yourself as a conduit for abundance to flow through you and bless countless others. The wealthiest people on the planet who are truly fulfilled understand that money is meant to circulate, not stagnate. It's meant to create impact, not just accumulation. The spiritual evolution in your journey occurs when you recognize that your prosperity directly enables the prosperity of others. Every business you fund creates jobs. Every cause you support gains momentum. Every innovation you invest in solves problems. This isn't about hoarding resources. It's about directing the flow of abundance toward worthy purposes that align with your values. When wealth flows to the generous, it multiplies goodness throughout the world in ways that extend far beyond what would be possible without those resources. This understanding liberates you from any unconscious guilt or resistance around commanding extraordinary prosperity. You're not taking from others. You're expanding the entire field of possibilities for yourself and everyone your wealth will impact. If you're feeling a sense of purpose awakening as you consider the positive impact your prosperity could create in the world, type "wealth with purpose" in the comments below. Now I want to share a crucial insight that many miss when working with these manifestation principles. The universe doesn't respond to passivity or laziness. It responds to alignment demonstrated through active preparation. There's a common misconception that commanding prosperity means simply speaking words and then waiting for wealth to magically appear while you sit on the couch watching Netflix. This misunderstanding has left countless people disappointed and doubtful about these universal laws. The revelation that transformed my understanding is that preparation is faith in action. It's not enough to declare "I receive now" while doing nothing to prepare for the prosperity you're commanding. Cosmic abundance doesn't reward passive wishing. It rewards active readiness. When you begin taking practical steps to prepare for your $500 million, you're demonstrating to the universe that you genuinely believe in what you're commanding. Think about this journey as similar to planting a garden. You don't just throw seeds on unprepared ground and walk away. You till the soil, you provide water, you ensure proper sunlight, you create the optimal conditions for growth. This isn't because you doubt the seed's ability to grow, it's because you honor the natural process of creation. In the same way, preparing for prosperity isn't demonstrating doubt, it's honoring the manifestation process. The behind-the-scenes truth about those who successfully command extraordinary wealth is that they're simultaneously working at both spiritual and practical levels. They're aligning their energy through words and visualization while also taking inspired action that demonstrates their readiness to receive. This dual approach creates an unstoppable momentum that accelerates manifestation beyond what either approach could achieve alone. What does this preparation look like in practical terms? It might mean upgrading your financial knowledge, establishing the proper accounts or business structures, connecting with mentors who already have what you desire, or developing the skills you'll need to manage substantial wealth. These practical steps are not separate from your spiritual practice. They're an extension of it, a physical demonstration of your inner certainty. Going even deeper into this wisdom, let me share another profound truth about how money behaves energetically. Money loves purpose and flows with far greater velocity and volume toward clarity than toward confusion. Wealth is magnetically attracted to clear intentions and specific purposes. When you command $500 million without clarity about why you want it or what you'll do with it, you're essentially sending mixed signals to the universe. This insight explains why some people can diligently practice affirmations and visualization for years without seeing significant results. Their desire for wealth might be strong, but if it's not anchored in clear purpose, the universe can't deliver with precision. Vague desires inevitably produce vague results, while specific purposes magnetize specific prosperity. The transformation in your manifestation journey occurs when you move beyond simply wanting money to developing absolute clarity about its purpose in your life. Will you use it to revolutionize an industry, to solve specific problems in the world, to create a legacy for generations to come? To support causes that align with your deepest values? This clarity doesn't limit your prosperity. It actually accelerates it by giving the universe clear instructions about exactly what to deliver and why. If you've gained new insight about the importance of purpose in your prosperity journey, type "Clarity attracts abundance" in the comments below. Let me share a practical exercise that will dramatically accelerate your manifestation journey. Take out a pen and paper right now. Yes, physically writing this is important. And write down exactly what you would do with $500 million. Don't be vague or general. Get incredibly specific about your purpose. For this wealth, would you establish a foundation focused on ocean conservation? Would you revolutionize renewable energy technology? Would you create a legacy of generational wealth for your family while supporting educational initiatives in underserved communities? The transformation occurs when you move beyond surface-level desires like, "I want to be wealthy," to detailed visions like, "I will allocate $100 million to developing sustainable housing solutions, $50 million to revolutionizing education technology, $200 million to creating passive income investments that fund my family for generations, and $150 million to establish a foundation that supports entrepreneurs in developing nations." This level of specificity essentially sends the universe a precise order rather than a vague request. The power of detailed planning lies in its ability to crystallize your intentions. When you articulate exactly what you'll do with wealth, you're not just daydreaming, you're creating a vibrational blueprint that the universe can follow with precision. The more specific your vision becomes, the more exact the universe's delivery will be. This clarity doesn't limit your manifestation. It actually accelerates it by giving cosmic forces clear instructions to fulfill. This practice also reveals any hidden conflicts or resistance you might have around wealth. As you write down your detailed plans, pay attention to any discomfort, doubt, or unworthiness that arises. These emotional signals highlight beliefs that need to be addressed before your manifestation can fully materialize. This journey of self-discovery becomes as valuable as the prosperity itself, revealing inner blockages that might otherwise remain hidden. Now I want to share a profound metaphor that completely revolutionized my understanding of manifestation. The universe is not Amazon Prime. It doesn't deliver unordered packages. So many people wonder why wealth hasn't shown up in their lives, yet they've never placed a clear, specific order for what they want. Imagine going to a restaurant and simply saying, "I want food," without specifying what dish you'd like. The kitchen would be confused, and you'd likely be disappointed with whatever random meal arrived. Cosmic forces operate on the same principle. They require clear instructions to deliver your desires with precision. Without knowing your destination for wealth, the universe cannot navigate prosperity to your door. This explains why some people experience seemingly random financial results despite using manifestation principles. They're essentially ordering whatever from the universal menu, and then feeling disappointed when the delivery doesn't match their unspoken expectations. The revelation that changed everything for me was understanding that wealth manifestation isn't about crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. It's about becoming crystal clear about what you're commanding and why. It's about developing such precision in your vision that the universe has no choice but to deliver exactly what you've ordered. This level of clarity demonstrates a spiritual maturity that cosmic forces immediately respond to. The decision to get specific about your wealth command isn't just practical, it's transformative. It shifts you from passive wishing to active co-creation with universal forces. When your vision becomes this precise, your words gain extraordinary power, and your command of "I receive now" carries the full force of your crystallized intention. If you've taken the time to write down your specific plans for $500 million, type "I've placed my cosmic order" in the comments below. One of the most profound revelations on this manifestation journey is understanding that what seems like delay is actually divine preparation. Many people command prosperity, then grow frustrated when their $500 million doesn't immediately appear in their bank account. But this perspective misunderstands the profound transformation that must occur before extraordinary abundance can flow into your life. The universe isn't ignoring your command. It's literally expanding your capacity to receive before delivering your abundance. Think of it like this. If you have a thimble-sized container for wealth consciousness, but you're commanding $500 million, the universe must first expand your container. This expansion process isn't empty waiting. It's active preparation that's absolutely necessary for sustainable prosperity. Without this preparation, wealth might flow to you temporarily but would quickly disappear because your consciousness container couldn't hold it. This perspective shift transforms periods of apparent delay from frustration into sacred opportunity. The universe might be orchestrating experiences that teach you essential lessons about managing wealth, opportunities that develop your leadership abilities, or challenges that strengthen your prosperity mindset. These experiences aren't obstacles to your manifestation. They're essential components of it, preparing you to properly receive and sustain the abundance you've commanded. The awakening that revolutionized my own journey came when I recognized that these waiting periods weren't the universe ignoring me. They were the universe preparing me. The bigger your wealth command, the more substantial the preparation required. A $500 million consciousness doesn't develop overnight. It's cultivated through experiences that systematically expand your capacity to think, feel, and operate at that level of abundance. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by sharing how to integrate these principles into your everyday life. The breakthrough that accelerates manifestation exponentially isn't found in occasional meditation or journaling sessions. It comes through speaking abundance into ordinary situations throughout your day. True transformation requires consistency that permeates every aspect of your existence, not just your dedicated spiritual practices. Most people compartmentalize their prosperity work. They do affirmations for 10 minutes in the morning, then spend the rest of the day complaining about bills, stressing about expenses, or making self-deprecating jokes about being broke. This contradiction creates an energetic dissonance that blocks manifestation. Your prosperity consciousness must infuse mundane moments, not just your dedicated spiritual practices. This means changing how you speak about money in casual conversation. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," try, "I'm choosing to direct my resources elsewhere right now." Instead of saying, "Why is everything so expensive?" say, "I'm grateful I always have exactly what I need." Instead of saying, "I'm broke until payday," say, "More money is flowing to me daily." These subtle shifts in everyday language create profound changes in your prosperity vibration. The journey toward commanding $500 million requires this level of consistency because your subconscious mind and the universe are always listening, not just during your formal practice times. The revolution in your manifestation occurs when your prosperity consciousness becomes so thoroughly integrated that it naturally expresses in every conversation, decision, and interaction throughout your day. This integration represents the difference between dabbling in manifestation principles and embodying them completely. When prosperity consciousness permeates your entire life, you're no longer trying to command wealth. You simply are wealth, expressing naturally through everything you do and say. If you're ready to integrate abundance language into every aspect of your daily life, type "prosperity in every moment" in the comments below. Another powerful catalyst for commanding your $500 million comes through deliberately surrounding yourself with wealth energy in both physical and digital environments. The revelation that transformed my understanding of manifestation was recognizing that environmental influences shape your prosperity consciousness more profoundly than most realize. Your brain is constantly absorbing cues from your surroundings that either reinforce or contradict your wealth programming. Think about the content you consume daily. Are you filling your mind with news about economic downturns and financial struggles? Are you spending hours scrolling through social media that triggers comparison and lack? Or are you deliberately feeding your consciousness with success stories, prosperity principles, and growth-oriented information? These choices aren't trivial. They're programming your subconscious mind for either abundance or scarcity. The same principle applies to your social environment. The revolutionary insight that accelerated my own wealth journey was understanding that prosperity consciousness is contagious. When you immerse yourself in communities where abundance thinking is the norm, your own financial vibration naturally elevates to match that frequency. Conversely, when you consistently engage with people who glorify struggle or treat poverty as a virtue, their energy inevitably influences your own. This doesn't mean abandoning friends or family who haven't embraced prosperity consciousness. It simply means being intentional about creating space in your life for connections with abundance-minded individuals who naturally elevate your thinking. The transformation in your wealth vibration happens almost automatically when you regularly expose yourself to people who think, speak, and operate at the financial level you're commanding. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by sharing what might be the most counterintuitive but powerful practice for commanding extraordinary wealth: giving generously, even when you feel you have little to spare. This principle often confuses people. They wonder how giving away resources could possibly attract more abundance. But the hidden truth is that giving signals absolute trust in universal supply, creating a powerful energetic statement that prosperity is constantly flowing to and through you. The spiritual technology operating here follows a universal law. Circulation prevents stagnation. Money, like water, must flow to remain fresh and vital. When you clutch your resources tightly out of fear there won't be enough, you energetically block the natural circulation of abundance. But when you release resources with trust, even small amounts, you demonstrate faith in the infinite nature of prosperity. This practice creates a remarkable shift in your relationship with wealth. By giving as if you already possess the $500 million you're commanding, you're essentially time-traveling energetically to embody the generous prosperity consciousness of your future self. This isn't pretending, it's actually aligning your current actions with the abundant identity you're growing into. The mindset revolution occurs when you recognize that giving isn't about the amount, but about the energy behind it. A $5 donation given with genuine joy and complete trust in unlimited supply carries more manifestation power than a $500 contribution given with resentment or fear. This is why even those with limited financial resources can practice this principle immediately and experience profound shifts in their prosperity consciousness. If you've experienced the joy of giving from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, type "prosperity flows through me" in the comments below. Let me share a perspective shift that completely transforms how you understand wealth itself. Most people approach money as if it were a destination, a fixed point they must reach through struggle and effort. This fundamental misunderstanding creates the very financial limitations they're trying to overcome. The enlightening truth is that money is not a destination at all. It's a flow, a current of energy constantly moving throughout the universe. This means you're either positioning yourself in this flow or unconsciously blocking it. Think about water in a river. It doesn't stop moving, accumulate in one spot, and refuse to continue its journey. It naturally flows from one point to the next, nourishing everything it touches along the way. Wealth functions according to this exact same principle. It's not meant to be hoarded or dammed up. It's meant to flow to you, through you, and beyond you in a continuous cycle of circulation and expansion. This revelation transforms your entire relationship with abundance. When you understand that wealth functions as a current rather than a fixed point, you recognize that your role isn't to desperately chase after it, but to simply position yourself in its natural flow. The journey toward commanding $500 million becomes less about straining to accumulate a specific amount and more about removing the internal blockages that prevent prosperity from flowing naturally through your life. The mindset revolution occurs when you shift from seeing yourself as someone constantly pursuing wealth to recognizing yourself as a natural channel for abundance. This subtle but profound identity shift changes everything about how you relate to money. You stop asking, "How can I get more?" and start asking, "How can I allow more to flow through me?" This question alone opens entirely new pathways for prosperity to reach you. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by identifying the single greatest obstacle that blocks this flow of abundance in most people's lives. Fear is unquestionably the biggest barrier to prosperity, and it cannot coexist with the faith required to command $500 million. Financial anxiety creates a powerful energetic resistance to the very prosperity you're attempting to attract. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake simultaneously. This fear manifests in countless subtle ways. Worry when checking your bank balance, anxiety when making purchases, tension when discussing money, resistance to investing, and hesitation when opportunities arise. Each of these emotional responses sends a clear message to the universe. I don't truly believe in unlimited abundance. This doubt creates a vibration that's fundamentally incompatible with the frequency of prosperity. The transformative decision you must make is to consciously choose faith over fear in every moment related to your finances. This doesn't mean denying legitimate concerns or ignoring practical considerations. It means approaching even challenging financial situations from a foundation of absolute certainty that abundance is your natural state and that all experiences, even difficult ones, are guiding you toward greater prosperity. Behind the scenes of every successful wealth manifestation is this fundamental choice between faith and fear. When financial challenges arise, and they will, do you interpret them as evidence that abundance is unreliable, or do you recognize them as opportunities to strengthen your prosperity consciousness? This interpretation determines whether you're positioning yourself in the flow of abundance or unconsciously blocking it. If you've begun noticing how fear might be creating resistance in your financial flow, type faith over fear in the comments below. The journey of commanding your $500 million holds a profound truth that many overlook. Prosperity follows the same natural laws of growth as seeds planted in soil. Just as a farmer doesn't dig up seeds every day to check if they're growing, you must resist the urge to constantly question whether your prosperity commands are working. The revelation that transformed my understanding of manifestation was recognizing that there's an invisible period of germination that's just as essential as the visible period of harvest. When you declare, "I receive now," you're planting a powerful seed in the quantum field of possibilities. That seed immediately begins growing beneath the surface of your visible reality, developing strong roots before breaking through into physical form. Most people abandon their manifestation practice during this crucial germination phase because they don't see immediate external evidence. They declare prosperity for a week, see no change in their bank account, and conclude that the process doesn't work. This premature judgment cuts off the very miracle they were initiating. The enlightenment on this journey comes when you develop unconditional trust in the invisible growth occurring beneath the surface of your awareness. This trust isn't naive optimism, it's a sophisticated understanding of how creation unfolds in perfect divine timing. The universe isn't ignoring your command, it's orchestrating countless unseen variables to bring your prosperity to you in the most aligned way possible. Think about the miracle of an oak tree growing from a tiny acorn. If you were observing only the first days after planting, you'd see absolutely no evidence of the magnificent tree that's developing. Yet beneath the soil, extraordinary intelligence is at work, following perfect natural laws to create something that will eventually tower above you. Your $500 million manifestation works according to this exact same principle. The lack of immediate visible evidence doesn't indicate failure. It simply confirms that you're in the natural germination phase of creation. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring how your casual, everyday language creates your financial reality more powerfully than you might realize. Most people focus exclusively on formal affirmations while ignoring how their day-to-day conversations are programming their prosperity consciousness. When someone asks, "How's life?" and you automatically respond, same old, or "just getting by," you're issuing powerful commands to the universe that directly contradict your manifestation efforts. The transformation in your financial reality begins when you consciously upgrade your casual speech patterns. Instead of the typical complaints or neutral responses, try saying, "Something wonderful is unfolding in my life right now," or "Things are really coming together for me in amazing ways." These aren't just positive statements, they're powerful programming codes that reshape your subconscious prosperity blueprint. This evolution in your speech patterns might feel uncomfortable or even disingenuous at first. Your ego might whisper that you're being fake or unrealistic, but understand that you're not describing your current reality. You're commanding your desired reality into existence through the creative power of your words. You're speaking from your future self rather than your present circumstances. The mindset shift required is recognizing that casual conversations aren't just social exchanges. They're opportunities for prosperity programming that are just as powerful as your formal affirmations. Every interaction becomes a chance to reinforce your abundance consciousness rather than defaulting to the cultural norm of struggle or mediocrity. This consistent alignment in all your communications creates an unshakable prosperity frequency that the universe must respond to. If you've noticed how your casual conversations might be reinforcing limitation rather than abundance, type "watching my words" in the comments below. Now, as we come to this moment of connection, I want to acknowledge something powerful. If you've stayed with me through this journey of understanding how to command $500 million into your life, it's not by accident. The universe has guided you to this message because you're ready to step into a new level of abundance consciousness. These principles have transformed countless lives, including my own, and they can do the same for you when applied with consistency and faith. If this message has awakened something within you, a remembrance of your true power, a recognition of how your words create your reality, I'd love for you to become part of our prosperity community. Subscribe to this channel where we explore these principles in even greater depth each week. This isn't just content, it's a movement of people reclaiming their divine right to extraordinary abundance. I'm curious to know who among you feels truly ready to begin commanding wealth rather than asking for it. If that's you, type "I command my abundance now" in the comments below. Your declaration doesn't just affirm your commitment to yourself, it inspires everyone else on this journey. If you've found value in these principles, tap that like button as your way of signaling to the universe that you're aligning with prosperity consciousness. That simple action is actually a powerful, energetic statement that you're open to receiving more of this wisdom. The journey we've begun together doesn't end here. There's a video right here that reveals how to overcome the specific money blocks that might be unconsciously sabotaging your $500 million manifestation. Click and continue with me over there, because this next piece of the puzzle might be exactly what you need to fully activate the power of "I receive now" in your life. Remember, you weren't born to struggle. You were born to command abundance with divine authority. Let's continue this journey together.